So an Italian version of an American classic. Do they come close? So we were very curious about this little cruiser here, just because it gives you that Harley vibe, but kind of in a downscaled fashion. So
Right.
it's got that classic fairing. It's got the hard shell luggage on it, which is lockable. Nice flake paint there.
Yeah, very nice. It's
Good
got a cool
quality.
dash. It's got a analog tachometer. It does have a little digital screen here in the corner. I did notice it was a little bit dim on my right, but I'm sure it's adjustable.
Yeah.
Same thing, it tacks out at 10,000 RPMs, plenty of power, especially in the upper range.
You noticed this, Brian.
Oh yeah, this is hilarious. So it does have a warning label on it. Be in accordance with traffic regulations. Please fill up with lead-free gasoline, right? Please wear a helmet. No driving allowed after wine or drugs.
So you've been warned.
Yeah.
I guess that's a common thing in Italy, maybe?
Beer is okay, but no wine or drugs.
But one thing about this bike, it was super comfortable.
Very comfortable.
You know,
a little different for us because we don't usually ride forward position.
It had the forward controls. Now you're a taller guy, Brian. Was it a little too small for you, or how'd you feel?
No,
on it?
I think I fit on it pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've sat on like the Triumph Bobber, and I always feel like an ape sitting on that thing. But this one, much more comfortable, I think. It's got about that same size feel to it as a Bobber, but it does. I don't know. It feels like more substantial. Maybe it's the bags, or I did open these bags up, and I was able to cram my big leather jacket in there, and you could fit some gloves and laptop or whatever. No helmet, of course, are a little too narrow for that, but
another thing we noticed, like the bags are lined, even the lid is lined
with leather, yeah.
With leather. So, you know, these aren't skimping just because the price is down. It's not skimping on the quality and the details and the fit and finish. Everything feels, the switch gear feels fantastic. The throttle, the clutch, the brake, everything feels high quality.
I don't think we mentioned how much this bike costs. So the plain one here without the bags.
Okay.
$69.99. Is that right? Let me look here real quick.
This one has a cool two-tone paint job.
I'm sorry, no, my bad. $59.99.
$59.99.
So this bike is $6,000, and then with the bags on it and the metallic fleck paint and all that, $67.99. Only $800 more to get all the extra goodies on this one, which is pretty crazy. I mean, it's priced considerably better than like a Honda Rebel or anything in this field. More power, you know. More
and you get that Italian flair and styling, you know.
Right.
It's that you don't get with a lot of the other brands that are more generic. I'm very impressed. I know you are too, Brian.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we're gonna jump on the Calibro.
Like, yeah, it's okay. You know, because obviously
on left and right. That route was good? Yeah, that's good. Okay. That's what I do all the time by myself.
Oh no, this one has forward controls. I'm not used to forward controls. Okay, we're on the baby bagger, the Calibro. It's like a little miniature Harley bagger. Lockable bags on the back, hard shell bags, whatever you call them. Little fairing here. Now this is a 700. The Scrambler I was just on is a 650, and Don will give us the specs when we stop afterwards. I better catch up with him here. We'll get the horsepower specs and all that good stuff when we stop. I don't know where the turn signal is in this thing. I gotta figure that out. Let's see. There's that way. Well, how do you do the right? Oh, it's on that side. Duh. Let's catch up here. Well, the riding position on this is it's cool. It's a little baby bagger, you know. It's definitely not as flickable as the little scrambler I was just on. The throttle feels a little bit better. The scrambler had a it had a lot of play in the throttle, but you know that kind of stuff can be adjusted. It's a cool little bike, man. I dig it. This is a lot of fun. It's like Reese's Big Harley, just baby size. It'd be a great, you know, maybe you just don't want to spend $25,000 on a Harley Bagger. I mean, I think this thing comes in, I know it's under 10,000. Red line's at 10,000 RPM. It feels like a nice revvy little engine. And I can definitely tell it's got a little bit more pep than the 650 I just rode. The suspension is definitely a lot softer than the Scrambler, as you would expect on a bike like this. You know, it's a cruiser, it's meant to be softer. Nice comfortable soft seat. The brakes feel good. I don't feel any lack of brake power there, even though it's got a single disc up front. And it's not Brembo's on this one. This one is some other brand that I'm not familiar with. Bryan's backing it in there. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on a bike with forward controls, and I'm never a big fan of that, because, you know, your arms are this, you know, stretched forward, and your legs are forward, and you just kind of, I don't know. A lot of people think, oh, that's comfort, that's, you know, it's not that comfortable to me. It feels weird to me. But maybe you get used to it. Plus, I'm always, you know, I like the leverage of having, you know, the pegs below you, so you can lift yourself out of the seat if you need to. And on a cruiser, you're along for the ride. So an Italian version of an American classic. Do they come close? Well, in a way. In a way. Now, Don also has the Calibro, which is this bike I'm on, without the fairings and bags on it, and that's kind of got a cool look and vibe to it too. The split turn signals are definitely something I'd have to get used to. It's kind of freaking me out. The engine isn't lacking in power, that's for sure. It feels adequate. It doesn't feel like you're definitely not going to scare yourself with this kind of power, but you're definitely not lacking in power either. I mean, it's there, and we'll do a little roll on from a high gear. Okay, so I'm in 4th gear. Let's roll on from 4th and see if it'll pick up here from 20 miles an hour. It bogged a little bit, but it's going. I mean, I'm giving it like 1/4 throttle there. Let's twist it on up here. Yeah, that feels good. It's nice. Nice light steering in the front. These bikes are very light. This bike is under 500 pounds.
Yeah.